Hello and welcome to this edition of Ogun State Weekly. I am Henry Ogunjimi.
And I am BC Adebayo.
It was a very eventful week for the people of Ogun State and Nigeria. As the country marked 54 years of our existence as an independent nation, the giant strides being recorded by the Governor Ibikunle Amosun-led administration in Ogun State were also recognized on two different fronts.
At the National Award ceremony held in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, President Goodluck Jonathan conferred on Governor Ibikunle Amosun, FCA, the award of the Commander of the Order of the Niger, CON, in recognition of the successes recorded in his rebuilding of Ogun State. The
infrastructural overhaul, the new friendly investment climate, and policies of government which has opened up the state and is attracting foreign investors also caught the attention of the World Bank, the DFID, UK Aid, and the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, where Ogun State scored high in 3 out of 4 performance indicators used in the 2014 Doing Business in Nigeria report.
We also have for you scenes from the 54th Independence Day celebrations in Abeokuta, the state capital, feedbacks from the performance assessment tour of Ijebu East local government area, and in the spirit of Salah, Governor Amosun's Idil Kabir message.
All of that after this special focus on Ogun Standard. Do stay tuned.
Today we are commissioning this for the use of Mayan Baker to produce drugs, not for the use of Nigerians alone, but also for export. We are doing this to the glory of the Almighty Father.
With the commissioning of the Mayan Baker factory in Sangota, Ogun State, within his first 100 days in office, Governor Ibikunle Amosun literally unveiled an agenda that would make Ogun State the preferred destination for investors. It wasn't long after this event that Lafarge Wapco Cement Company, operating in Ogun State, also invited the governor to the commissioning of its 90-megawatt power plant at Ewekoro, Ogun State.
To the glory of the Almighty God, and to the good people of Ogun State, and to the continued growth of Lafarge Cement Wapco Nigeria PLC.
This was followed by Wemco Steel Mills Company Limited, where they also commissioned their state-of-the-art 5-stand tandem cold-rolled steel mill. The 6 million metric ton cement factory built by the Dangote group of companies at Ibese soon joined the list of manufacturing companies setting up in Ogun State.
In June last year, you came to Ogun State and commissioned a pharmaceutical complex in Ogun State. In December, you commissioned 2.2 million metric tons Lafarge plant in Ewekoro in the same state, just about 20 kilometers out from here. You are here again, Mr. President, today to commission, just hardly 6 weeks ago, to commission a massive plant of 6 million metric tons, which is largest in sub-Saharan Africa. Mr. President, this shows your commitment to industrialization of Nigeria, and Ogun State is very happy to have you very often here.
The import of this development was not lost on President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, as he commended the strides being recorded in fast-tracking the pace of industrialization in the state.
I will also want to personally congratulate the governor of Ogun State the government of Ogun State, and my good brothers and sisters, the people of Ogun State, for making this part of the country very, very attractive for the investors. The reward is obvious. Very soon, no good person will be without a job. And let me commend your efforts in terms of your internally generated revenue. The figures you gave us are quite attractive. And I have to thank you, having also been somebody who grew up from the States as a deputy governor where I am. And you're talking about the revenue generation. I'm quite pleased and will continue to encourage you to do more.
To Governor Ibikunle Amosun, who assumed office May 29, 2011, Ogun State was a natural goldmine for businesses to thrive. He wasted no time in forging partnerships with existing companies and industries while creating a friendly environment to attract more investors. Some of the measures he has embarked upon include the provision of good roads, empowering farmers, boosting power supply, and providing potable water, amongst other incentives. For Governor Amosun, for the state to be able to effectively meet its needs, the government needs to review what it met on the ground.
Before my predecessor left, maybe he drove the IGR from about maybe 400, 500 million to about 730 million on a monthly basis. When our wage bill is like times 5, times 6 of that, then there's a problem. That means we are a failed state. If you have a place, an industry, or anywhere that you cannot pay your salary, then you should fold up. That's what stared us in the face when we came. And I realized that, yes, we must now have FDI, foreign and even local direct investment that will come to Ogun State, which will be, of course, nobody can do it too. The only people that are saddled with such responsibility are entrepreneurs, investors, conglomerates, industrialists, everybody, businessmen that will want to come and invest. And that's why we quickly put together what we call Investments Forum, to tell them this is who we are, this is what we offer, this is why we are different. These are the attractions to you as an investor.
I think it's a great idea.
Very right step in the right direction.
Ogun State has many opportunities.
Ogun State will have more business.
This is the time for Ogun State.
And I think that's a very, very good omen. He's ready to invest.
Before his administration turned one, Governor Amosun convened an investors forum where he unfolded his plans of making Ogun State the #1 destination for investors to come into. The two-day event held from the 26th to the 27th of March 2012. Tagged Ogun State Open for Business, the forum drew state governors, legislators, businessmen and women, industrialists from within and outside the country, and all those who had any interest in doing business in Ogun State. The forum was an avenue to x-ray the agricultural potentials in the state, as well as take a look at infrastructure, energy and transport, amongst others, as potential areas for investment through the funding options and incentives that were available. Panelists and guest speakers discussed the investment vision of Ogun State thoroughly. At the end of the two-day event, Ogun State was indeed primed to take the nation by storm, as the governor reiterated his commitment to build a better Ogun State for future generations. As for the participants, they could not agree less.
This forum, I think it's a great idea, because it brings all the investors here, and of course, being a zone that needs a lot of investors, this is for us the ideal circumstance to promote a zone, which would of course help all the southern part of Ogun in view of employment, development and things like that.
This is the time for Ogun State. This is a state that borders probably the biggest commercial city in West Africa, and by extension, it should benefit, from some of the spin-off out of Lagos State. We're very glad that the new government, led by Senator Amosun, is focused on expanding the frontiers of Ogun State.
This is indeed a very right step in the right direction. The governor is not only bringing Ogun State to the forefront in terms of industrial destination in Nigeria, an investment haven in Nigeria, but also, I mean, to the entire continent at large and the world.
The forum provided the impetus needed to spur investors into action. Several companies were already coming on stream in the state, while the Ministry of Commerce was not resting on its oars in providing the enabling environment for businesses to thrive.
The investors that came in, they've been able to see and identify that Ogun State is actually open for business. And we are lucky with the fact that we are very close to Lagos. And Lagos is overblown. And what I mean by overblown is that there is no space for anybody to do business in Lagos anymore. So they've now started to come into Ogun State. I'm happy to tell you that Ogun State has the largest consolidation of industries in this country. So that shows that we have everything going for us.
As at March 2014, 43 of such companies have been commissioned in the state, while construction work on 19 others are at various levels of completion.
The companies, the industry that are here, they've jumped like threefold since we've been here. Of course, the threshold is that you must have invested at least $200 million. You know, that's a lot of money. You are talking about 320 billion. Initially, I said even to 300. Because if you look at it, even in those 43, those that are about between 200 and 300 million dollars, they are not even up to 10. Others are about 600, 500, 300 and something, 1 billion. So when people are investing like $1 billion in Ogun State, so we have 43 of those within a period of 2.5 years, then you know that there's some kind of attraction in Ogun State that people are coming.
Welcome back. You're watching Ogun State Weekly on Channels Television. Monday, the 29th of September 2014, brought two different recognitions for the activities of Ogun State Governor Ibikule Amosu, his team and their mission to rebuilding a modern state. First, the governor was conferred with the National Award of Commander of the Order of the Niger, and that event took place in Abuja.
It is a long list, dominated by known names in politics, security issues, sports, entertainment, business, and the corporate world. It also features names that are not very popular, whose lives are nevertheless worthy of emulation. President Goodluck Jonathan took time out to ensure that the investiture on them was well administered in the various categories. From the Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic to the CON, which went to about 60 of the distinguished Nigerians, there was no dull moment. Also, over 62 of them bagged the Order of the Federal Republic, some of them distinguished lawyers and technocrats, including the man who designed the national flag. Another 63 bagged the OON. They range from Deputy Inspectors General of Police, civil servants, academics, and businessmen.
Who has been elected 3 consecutive times.
While 50 members of the Order of the Federal Republic collected their honors awards, including the taxi driver who returned 8 million forgotten in his taxi, the steward who had served over 9 presidents in Nigeria, as well as the designer of the national flag.
For this gentleman, Onu, the taxi driver and Corporal Dauda, we appreciate you. The Minister of FCT, are you here? Yes. Give one flat to each of them. And Secretary to Government, somebody who have contributed so much into the history of this country, the person who designed the Nigerian flag, Pa Michael Taiwo Akinkumi, who was also honored here. You have to place him on a salary of Special Assistant to the President forever.
They expressed gratitude to their country and Mr. President.
It seems to me like a dream because I did not expect up to this level.
This award what it is going to do is to spur me on to be on the right side of history.
That you are honored, recognized by your country is something that is fantastic.
For me, Mr. President's award, it is our president.
It's a call to delivering better services to Nigeria.
The new awardees join the league of those who have made Nigeria proud. They are urged to ensure that this country continues to enjoy the stability that gave them an occasion like this.
Congratulations, Governor Ibikunle Amosun, FCA CON. Now, that Ogun State is the next investment destination of choice isn't just mere talk. Events and researches have begun to prove it. The latest being the 2014 Doing Business in Nigeria report.
Ogun, Niger, Cross River, Ekiti and Rivers introduced several high-impact reforms that narrowed the gap to best practices the most. Ogun, one of the lowest ranked overall performers in both 2008 and 2010, is one of the top reforming states in 2014. Thanks to a concerted effort across federal and state authorities and in collaboration with the private sector, we improved on 3 of the 4 doing business indicators benchmarked.
Members of the Ogun State Executive Council celebrated the latest ranking in style.
Congratulations forever.
The man spearheading the rebuilding mission in the state, Governor Ibikunle Amosun, said credits for the achievements and the CON award must be shared by the entire people of Ogun State.
Who that conducted this exercise, they never imagined that from the last position, we could ignore the 3 that they did, they came to us. We need to continue to pay attention to the laws, regulations, and institutional arrangements and frameworks that affect the promotion of economic and industrial growth. That award, for me, is not for me alone, it's for all of us. And I actually accepted that award on behalf of the people of the state, really. And we are the drivers for all those things that we've been doing. So I'm congratulating you as well, and I'm thanking all of you.
Accountability, selfless and responsible leadership, peaceful elections and security are ingredients of a truly independent society. This was the message of the 54th Independence Day celebration in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital.
Military and paramilitary organizations, trade unions, primary and secondary school pupils, and traditional rulers all attended events to mark Nigeria's 54 years as an independent nation. Security, true leadership, and peaceful coexistence are some of the prayers from Governor Ibikunle Amosun and the people of Ogun State.
Even as we speak today, our girls are still missing. We pray that somehow the good Lord will intervene and we'll have our girls back. You will agree with me that we still have a long way to go, but it is not as if we cannot take this country to the desired height. Of course, we have the will, we have the zeal. Let me at this point enjoin all of us to remain more supportive to our nation and in turn to our state and our various communities. This will invariably help us in building a country with strong democratic principles, united, secure, stable, economically prosperous nation. We as leaders and people at the helm of affairs must continue to render selfless services. As we move into the 2015 general elections, I think this is a very good opportunity to advise us as Nigerians, particularly the political class, to reiterate that nothing positive, nothing good can happen in an environment of violence, in an environment of insecurity. So we should all join hands and conduct ourselves, we as politicians, in a very peaceful and orderly manner.
We can get there very soon. All that is now needed is peace. And to get there, we should avoid all this insecurity. Insecurity in terms of health, insecurity in terms of people who are becoming unduly lawless. To take care of all those difficulties are all part of things that we need to look into.
Thanks for staying tuned. A busy week, no doubt. State government officials still made out time to source feedbacks from the people as the performance assessment tour team made its only stop for the week in Ijebu East local government area of the state.
The performance assessment team first met with the National Union of Local Government Employees in Ogbere before heading to Itele, where Governor Ibikule Amosu inspected the model school project in the community. At the rally ground in Ijebu Ife, a large crowd gathered to score the performance of the current administration.
This infrastructure that he has provided and is still providing, we may not be able to see it in terms of cash at hand, but it's making a lot of sense in terms of life saved. If you look at the bridge in Ijebu, at that junction, there used to be almost on a daily basis accident claiming lives. Lives have been saved by that infrastructure. People are spending less on maintenance of their vehicles. And when you look at my own town, Ijebu Itele, we have a model school that has 42 classrooms. And you see that as I'm talking to you now, is 90% ready.
I have seen a lot of changes in Ogun State, which I don't believe can come in the next 20 years to come. In Itele, what is my hometown, in which I'm heading, all the effort in Itele is communal effort. But this is the tenure of Senator Ibikule Amosu that we can see the taste of the government. The model school given to us is something to write home about, something to be proud of him. He's not from Ijebu, Amosu is not from Ijebu, but he planted a legacy. So by having a model school in Ijebu Itele, it has made us proud.
A dúpẹ́ pé wọ́n ṣe model school fún wa. Wọ́n fún ọmọ wa níwèé, ọmọ wa gan ọ̀dẹ̀ ń lé wọn mọ́ pé kán lọ gba owó àbí nǹkan kan ọ̀dẹ̀. Nípa ti hospital kò sí tá bá débẹ̀, oògùn ọ̀fẹ́ wà ń bẹ̀, wọ́n tọ́jú wa dáadáa àti ẹ̀ ń sanwó lọ hospital.
Apart from their commendations, they demanded for the reconstruction of roads that are in a sorry state. And this was the response of the governor.
There should be no road that will not be tarred. They may say they are rural roads. If the Baba Obasanjo Awolowo and his lieutenants during those days, they make sure that they tarred all of these roads. So why is it difficult for us now to now begin to admit that some roads we cannot tar them, all we need to do it is just to grade? That is not acceptable to me. It is not acceptable to us in Ogun State. I'm mindful of the fact that we cannot, repeat not, finish all the roads at a go. So please, areas where you even see our local government chairman coming around to do grading, it is a precursor to the real thing. And the real thing will be to make sure that everywhere is asphalted.
And just before we draw the curtains on this edition, let's bring you solemn messages from the Chief Executive Officer of the state, Governor Ibikule Amosu, CON, and some Muslim faithful.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. الله أكبر. نصر عبدا وعز جندا وآدم الأحزاب وعدا
All the good citizens of Ogun State, I want to felicitate with all of us. We should congratulate ourselves for witnessing another Salah. We are celebrating the Ileya festival, and this is to show that we all believe in God, and whoever believes in God, the Almighty Allah will not forsake such person. So this is to show that all our promises, we have to keep them.
And that's it on the program for this week. Thanks for watching. Join us again same time next week for another edition. Bye for now.